You can never become wealthy by living on your weekly or monthly income alone or merely saving a part of it. It takes more than that in building sustainable wealth. You've got to dive into the business world. And should you consider starting a business, it requires much more than a simple fundamental knowledge of purchasing and selling. You must grasp the indispensable business strategies that have made successful business people successful if you want to succeed in the business world. Following a close examination of the business tycoon Jeff Bezos, here are 10 outstanding business tactics that might assist you in growing your business. Customer before competitors. Your business cannot grow if you keep focusing on your competitors and never on your customers. By focusing on your competitors, you miss knowing what your customers want. The final goal of your business should be your customers. While mastering your competitors' strategies or outwinning your competitor is important, it should never be the main priority. This is one of the strategies that has tremendously helped Bezos to keep evolving the scope of his business as the needs of customers evolve. Amazon began as an online bookstore, but today one can buy almost anything from the online store. Innovation originates with you and the customer, never with rivals. It doesn't come from reworking other people's concepts who have already achieved similar goals earlier. It shouldn't be about replicating their results, but improving your goods and services. Be the gap filler. Filling the gap is one of the best ways to create business visibility. Learn to align your business to the market needs and not try to create a business around an already existing business framework. Bezos outlined the business concept that resulted in the development of the enormously popular Kindle in 2009. He clarified that one tactic for business owners to be successful is to identify their strengths and look for a market niche that requires those strengths. The alternative, according to Bezos, is to identify client needs and adapt your talents to meet those needs. With Kindle, Amazon, which had never before entered the tech industry, chose the second strategy. E-readers were necessary for ebooks, so Amazon created one that its fans adored and still do. The Kindle continues to be the most significant disruptor in the history of the storied publishing industry, nearly 15 years after its introduction in 2007. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. The refusal to learn is refusal to maintain relevance. The refusal to unlearn is the fastest key to losing foresight to sustainability amidst the endless competition out there. And if the right precaution is not taken, you stand a chance to fall out of the business market. Whichever way, you must be willing to not just learn, but also unlearn some of the old strategies and also relearn those you may have forgotten. Learning allows you to remain young at heart. This is one of Bezos' amazing success secrets. In his opinion, he makes sure his company maintains a youthful attitude. When questioned by the ABC on BlackBerry, which started the mobile revolution in the 1990s, but failed to innovate after that and quickly fell behind, Bezos warned against allowing your consumer base to age together with you. You will eventually birth irrelevance. Your business must be up to date to keep being relevant to both the old and upcoming generations, so you need to constantly figure out the recent disposition of your customers. Be a scientist, always. It doesn't matter the business sector you are in, obeying the scientific law of experiment can never be excused. When developing or marketing new items, don't be afraid to attempt new things. According to Bezos, if you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness. Learn to constantly experiment if you want to birth innovations. That's how businesses maintain their position as market leaders. Constantly look for ways to enhance your product or release a brand new one. Some of these experiments may fail, but that doesn't mean your business has failed. You have just learned a new way of not doing business. Be audacious. Playing it safe can't help you become your best. Take bold steps even if you have to lose a little bit of your investment. By not wanting to take risks, you might end up losing all of your investments. Bezos said, given a 10% chance of 100 times payoff, you should take that bet every time. So never be too careful to fail, or else you'll end up failing. Take the bold steps. You either win or lose. Be people focused. This is different from the customer before competitors principle. While the customer before competitors principle focuses on meeting customers' needs, the people-focused principle is aimed at helping others benefit from your business. So rather than be the producer and distributor at the same time, give people the opportunity to do something under your business platform. This is Bezos' strategy for Kindle. Bezos obviously didn't write all the books he sells on Amazon, but he has a share in the sale of all the books there. Many people have the potential to achieve greatness, but lack the platform for exhibition. Aim to change this. Aim to make others powerful in some respect, and you will go far. You'll be one step ahead of rivals who are reluctant to make these changes. Stay expectant. Be bold about your expectations, be stubborn about it, and determined to obtain it. Outline what you expect, the quality and standard, then work towards achieving your expectations. Expectations have a way of influencing and guiding your productivity till you obtain the desired result. You must not settle down for less than your desired objective. You need to be stubborn about your vision, have the determination to pursue your vision and not get sidetracked. Never outgrow your customers' reach. One of the mistakes most business owners make is the gap they begin to create after achieving a level of visibility. When customers discover that they can only access the product and not the producer, they become discouraged. The energy to patronize such business becomes low. So no matter how high up the corporate ladder you go, it's a good idea to never lose contact with the customers, whether you're selling a good or offering a service. To maintain his finger on the pulse of what Amazon customers are doing, Bezos claims he still reads emails from his public inbox. He asserts that he thinks paying attention to what customers are saying is much more crucial for success than paying attention to what competitors are doing. He frequently contrasts customer feedback with business data to determine where they diverge. At a recent leadership conference held at the George W. Bush Presidential Center, Bezos stated that the anecdotes are usually true when the anecdotes and the data conflict. Allow people to do your work. This might sound off, but it isn't out of place. Rather than do everything by yourself, allow people to do what even you can do using a compassion structure. Adopting this attitude early will help you manage stress when your business expands to a level when shouldering all of the responsibilities will be a suicide attempt. Bezos addresses this issue in part by treating staff like owners and involving them in important choices that won't ruin the business beyond repair. This is understated and refined. Bezos doesn't merely tell staff to take responsibility for customer issues, he offers them incentives to do it. As a result of their personal financial interests, Amazon employees invest in the company's future. Cast a doubt on working strategies sometimes. According to Bezos, as businesses expand, they become overly dependent on their established procedures and systems. Businesses tend to rely on a single strategy simply because they believe it has always been working. While having protocols in place is a great deal, it is risky to prioritize procedures over results. At reasonable intervals, give room for doubt as regards those strategies and seek improvement. In his 2016 letter to shareholders, Bezos stated, "It's not that rare to hear a junior leader defend a bad outcome with something like, well, we followed the process." This mentality of casting a doubt on existing working business strategies described by Bezos 4 years before the epidemic enabled it to endure and flourish throughout the coronavirus catastrophe. Amazon's supply networks grew backed up and expanded its chains of supply and distribution prior to the arrival of the virus and the panic buying that spread across American stores and online merchants. Fortunately, Amazon became one of the few companies that expanded and made money during the COVID-19 era. This lesson is quite instructive. Grow to a point where you can disregard convention, diverge from the established procedure, and adapt to changing conditions. So, don't just keep these strategies in your diary. They are timeless success principles. Get them working for you now. Thanks for watching.